Hey guys, Anthony here, Bottles and Barbells, Friday, March 27th, 2020. I am here in downtown Washington, D.C., in a parking garage. Not allowed in the hospital anymore uh, to be with my wife during treatment. She has to go in alone and do the treatments. I'm not allowed to even wait in the waiting room anymore because of the Chinese virus that's going around the world. And so I thought if I can get a link here, I'd do a live video from the car, which I hopefully it's looks like it's going on. It looks like it's active. I just did a quick one on my Instagram page, Pray Prep Pump Iron, for those of you that follow me on Instagram. But I just wanted to let you know I'm getting ready to do another Bible study devotional, SHTF Bible study. I did one yesterday, um, and it went over good, and some people asked for me to do more. And so I have another one ready. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it today, post it today. But I wanted to go on and just let people know you need to take what's going on very seriously. And I did a video, like I said, just on my Instagram page. I see a lot of people posting funny memes and little things, hanging out and drinking with the neighbors, but staying at social distancing. Our minds are being reset during this economic holocaust that's been cast upon us. They are forcing us to stay at home. This disease, as I believe, is a bioweapon. It was released at the perfect time, perfectly planned, worldwide, every government, every economy affected for a reason. It's for a purpose. This didn't just happen by accident. This is a planned event. Treat it as such. As you sit and post funny memes on your pages, that's fine. You want to have a few minutes of lightheartedness and just try to forget what's going on, but get back to reality. Quickly snap back to reality and understand that we are at war. We are at war in this country, whether you like it or not. There's going to be millions of people out of work. There are already probably hundreds of thousands, if not a few million, out of work. There's going to be more. There's going to be people going crazy in their minds because they're going to lose their paper assets. Everybody thinks they have money. Your 401k, your pension, it could vanish like that. Oh, yeah, I got my pension. Don't worry, I'm good to go. My check's always going to come in. No, it's not. No, it's not. If this drags on, everything's going to get hit and reset. You think you have money in the bank? What do you think the banks are going to do when nobody pays their mortgages and things that the bank makes money on? They're going to take your money. It's going to be a bail-in. Oh, I got money in the bank. If you got money in the bank, go take it out, put it under your mattress until this supposedly blows over, which I don't think it's going to. Friends, this is super serious. I happen to be stuck here in Washington, D.C. because I have to be here. The last place I wanted to be, in downtown Washington, D.C. And I got to be here maybe for another month, at least 3 weeks, while my wife gets treatment. She's more important. But my personal SHTF is upon me. I'm away from home. I have people at my home living in my house, but I'm away from my main area of operation. I'm operating behind enemy lines. Anything could happen at this moment. I see a lot of the text, the notes coming through. I just can't read them right now. I just want to talk first. But as I speak, or as people post these funny memes and these jokes about, oh, we're hunkering down, the kids are driving us crazy. I'm talking to your neighbor might become your enemy. Do you understand that? For people that went through Hurricane Sandy, do you remember what happened in Staten Island and other areas? One day they were partying, barbecuing, having coffee with their neighbors. The next day their neighbors didn't want to know them. Everything was wiped out. It was every man for himself. The same thing can happen now. The same thing's going to happen now. Our country, our cities are letting out prisoners. How good could that be? They're not responding to calls for help, for robberies, for thefts, for maybe home invasions. People who never owned guns before are shocked that they can't get them. They have to fill out paperwork. Now they want to get ready. Now they want to prep. Now everybody wants to go to the store and store rice and beans and medical gear and kits and learn about prepping. Well, let me tell you something. It's still possible to get things, but if you haven't been getting ready all these years and haven't seen the writing on the wall, you deserve what you get. If you haven't been watching out for your family, but going to football games, baseball games, your mind's been on other things, worldly things, instead of seeing the signs of the times, you're going to get what you asked for. Our country's going to get what it asked for. I said this 1,000 times. We ask God to get out. He's going to get out, and he's going to let Satan fill the void. And we're going to get what we ask for. As I speak, gangs are forming. Criminal thugs are forming. And they're planning what they're going to do when society breaks down even more. What are you going to do? Do you have like-minded individuals you can rely on? Have you prepared with food, water, shelter, arms, ammunition, medical gear? Friends, this is serious. This is serious business. The government's not going to rescue you. The police are not going to rescue you. Their job is not to protect and serve. Their job is to protect the state. And you're going to see them do that. The military's job is not to protect you. It's going to serve the state. You're on your own. It's what the Second Amendment was created for. Think. Take this time that we still have to think, prepare, and plan. Don't give in to fear. They're trying to make you shiver and cower and depend on them. Oh, they're going to send me a check, or are they going to... What? Listen, in my book, whatever happens, happens. I lose my house, I live in a tent. Or my camper. Things are going to change. Yes, I know it. But be ready for an alternative lifestyle if that's what comes your way. Already there's homeless where they've never seen them before, living in tents in California and other cities. I watched some videos last night. There's a guy out there, Jeremiah Babe. He reports he drove down an area in California where he's never seen homeless people. And yesterday, driving down that road, there's encampments of new tents of homeless people. Friends, this is serious. This is a planned destruction. Possibly a new currency will be issued, maybe digital. The dollar is going to lose its purchasing power. You're going to lose what they don't get from you now. They'll get through inflation or hyperinflation. I'm not an economist, but I understand by looking back at history what's happened. What has happened to countries that printed money, and we're printing it by the trillions, from 2008 crash all the way up through now. When you think that money is just, nothing's going to happen? It causes hyperinflation. It robs us of our wealth, of our purchasing power. Have you put away some gold and silver ounces? Instead of just relying on your paper money, your paper assets. These are all things that we should have been thinking about over these years. I see there's some preppers now posting, they're having nightly training sessions on how to prepare, and that's it's okay, I guess. But if the thick-headed people over all these years, listening and watching preppers, real preppers, not the ones they show on TV and they sensationalized everything, but real preppers that talk smart, that act smart and do the right things, make the right moves. If they haven't listened to you now, and now all of a sudden they want to listen to you, listen, that's fine. I have 1,400 videos on my channel. A lot of them are prepping related. Go back and watch them. Maybe I'll repost some of them. I'm not going to start from scratch and start showing people how to vacuum seal beans and rice and food. Who knows? Who knows what this virus, this bioweapon, and it is a bioweapon. I've watched some videos on some doctors that looked at it and analyzed it. This could be a combination of things, including AIDS. They said, I've heard one doctor, a researcher that looked at it, said there's possibility there's some kind of AIDS in it as well. This might be a long-term killer that kills millions. We know the globalists want to do it. Look at the Georgia headstones or guidestones. 500 million is their first commandment. That means billions have to die. Friends, this is serious. I'm not taking the virus lightly. Who knows how it's going to spread? They don't even know how it's going to spread, how it can spread. It might be in most of us already. And then the vaccine might be 10 times worse when it comes out. It might be a tracking mechanism. It might be some type of nanotechnology that they have. This is stuff they've been working on while the world is asleep. We're looking at their bank accounts or having fun, drinking and marrying. And then the flood came and washed them all away. But there are wise men. There are men and women in this country that are open, their eyes are opened by Yahweh. And He's guiding us and telling us what to do and how to prepare. You're not alone, but you have to turn to Him. I make these videos for a reason. I want to awake people to the fact that your politicians or our politicians and leaders do not have our best interest in mind in general. They don't have your best interest in mind. They have their best interests in mind. The media does not have your best interests in mind. They could give two shits what happens to you. It's their agenda and who they're working for, who they want to please. And they're not working for the good of you and me. Believe me, they're not. Now they're saying that there's a horde of people coming up from the southern borders. So I tweeted back out today, okay, where's our military? Is that where all the tanks are going that we see on the rail lines being transported all over the place? Is that where that men and machinery are going to stop that invasion that George Soros is sending, or whoever is financing and paying for? American people could stop it easily. A million armed American men and women standing at the border will stop anything. Maybe that's what's going to take. Maybe people are going to have to wake up and take things into their own hands and show the police that we know you can't protect us, so we're going to protect ourselves. And show the criminals that we're going to protect ourselves. So you better think twice. You better think twice before you kick a door in. Because what's waiting on the other side might be hell for you. And I don't care if I have to fight with my hands, a baseball bat, a pipe, a rock, a knife, a gun. You are going to be in for the fight of your life. I don't care if you're Attila the Hun, a Navy SEAL, whoever you think you are. You're going to be in for a fight. No backing down and no mercy. It's time to wake up. With that, look at some of these. Yeah, I see some of these Hey, Fairy Lover, how are you? Rift Security, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. I know things are not too good in the UK. Um, hopefully, I know taking steps to. You've taken steps to prepare. That I know. Um, Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people, especially a lot of people that watch my channel um, that are ready, that have been prepared. And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people that listen. I have people in my family. We all do that laughed at me every time I moved. They said, "What's all this gear and what's in all this stuff and these containers that you have?" That's my 401k. That's my savings. What's in your 401k in the bank or your retirement account that's on paper? Bye bye. What's in my 401k, my 3M totes, barrels, cupboards, storage areas, storage locations? That's my 401k. And many preppers know what I'm talking about. But again, the world is changing. Yeah, I'm not saying don't help others. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is be wise, use discernment. People are going to pose. There's going to be posers. There's going to be fakes and frauds. People that set you up or try to set you up. And there's a criminal element that says, prepping? What's that? I'll just go take what I want. We'll just form a gang of 20, 30 people and we'll rape and pillage and go do what the hell we want. That's fine. You guys know my slogan from Nathan Bedford Forrest, the Confederate Lieutenant General from the Civil War, um, 7th Tennessee Cavalry, equipped his own unit in the beginning of the war with his own money that he made himself, rose to the rank of Lieutenant General, the highest from starting as nothing to Lieutenant General, a wizard in the saddle, a mastermind at topography, planning. Mounted troops can fight mounted, can fight dismounted. Feared nothing. Feared nothing. The enemy feared him. Even his slaves, some of his slaves that he held in the South, fought for his regiment. Nathan Bedford Forrest says, "No man kills me and lives." That's the attitude that preppers need to take now as we move into this uncharted territory. Uncharted waters we're in, guys. Uncharted waters. But I can tell you this has been planned. It's orchestrated. It's like when you see two dancers waltz, like a waltz, and you say to yourself, look at the magnificent footwork and the timing and the dips and the movements, so well rehearsed and practiced. Or like a gymnast doing a fantastic floor exercise, getting a perfect 10. That's what they're orchestrating before our eyes. And they're acting like, oh, we don't know what's going on. We know what's going on. We know what's going on. You're carrying out your plans. The globalist system is moving forward. The beast system is moving forward. Did you hear what I said? The beast system is moving forward. It's being orchestrated. A one world government's being orchestrated. The UN, there's presidents now. Boris Johnson in the UK called for a UN, a one world government to come together and fight this. Don't be surprised if we start seeing aliens now. That might be the next phase. You know who aliens are. They're nothing but demonic spirits that have tricked and fooled our leaders for hundreds of years. No, I'm not crazy. It's going to happen. You're going to see it. We're going to see things that we never thought possible. Yeah, we're fighting a war that we can't see, a virus that God knows what's in it, what they orchestrated in this. Wuhan, China, a level 4 lab, bioweapons lab. Oh, just happens to be there. A researcher that is connected to the Wuhan lab was working at a level 3 lab in University of North Carolina. Come on, guys. You can't make this stuff up. It's a bioweapon. And like I said, it's a bioweapon. They might have a cure for it for certain people that they want to give it to. They might not be telling us about. And the vaccine they dream up. That's why I think the media is pushing so hard against Trump, because maybe this concoction of off-the-shelf medications for malaria and certain penicillins can really fight it, and they didn't expect that. And it's thwarting their plans. That's why the media is coming out against that. And some governors are outlawing treating people with this because it showed so much promise. They don't want that. They want it to carry on. That's their plan. They want Trump out of office. Who knows? Maybe it's a dog and pony show. I don't know. Maybe Trump's part of it. I don't know. I don't think so. Or maybe it's two factions of globalists competing against one another for power. And the world that they want to see, maybe they have different viewpoints on how they want to carry it out. Maybe that's what we're seeing, like two crime families fighting each other, or two, cartels fighting each other. Each has their own vision of how they want to run things, and that's why they fight each other. They vie for power. Maybe that's what's going on. But who suffers in the end? The average working person, average people, everyday people in America that just want to live their lives, be free, not be bothered. We suffer. We're the pawns in all this. We're the ones who lose out in all this. We're not being bailed out. They're not bailing me out by sending me a check for $1,200. Okay, what's that going to do? What's that going to do 2 months from now, 3 months from now, when you can't pay your mortgage, your car payment? You're out of work. You can't find work. They come and take your car, your house. We suffer. We're not getting billions of dollars like the airlines and all these other corporations. They stand to make money like they did in '08. I remember all the Wall Street people smoking big fat cigars when they printed up almost $1 trillion then. The people suffered. I watched people around me lose their houses. Houses were abandoned in Florida, one of the worst hit areas. I had trouble. I broke even on my house. I got out of my house in Florida. I had a beautiful 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, gated community. Gorgeous. Gorgeous area of Western Florida. Look it up. One of the most beautiful parts of Florida. I saw the writing on the wall and I scaled back. I said, we need to sell our house. I don't care if we lose money. We have to sell our house and rent and get out of this bubble that's bursting so we don't lose everything. And we did. We prayed about it and we did. We broke even. We made a few bucks, but we got out, rented, made our plan, and moved up to North Carolina area where we are now. But we had a plan. I was prepping all along. I had a plan. I saw the writing on the wall. I got out of it. I wasn't trying to keep up with the Joneses. I didn't care about going and rent an apartment from a big house. I didn't care. My pride wasn't affected. I'm not trying to keep up with the people next door. I'm trying to look out what's best for my family and their well-being and my kids growing up in a world that's not going to eat them alive. And now I have another generation. I have a grandson who's 2 years old. He's 2 years old. You know what I do at night? I cry at night. I cry because, why? Because the world that this kid may have to grow up in, I can't even think about it. I can't even talk about it. The world that this kid's going to have to grow up in, if it keeps going the way it's going, it's going to be evil and demonic. And I look at him so innocent, playing with his cars and toys and hugging and kissing, just so innocent and perfect. And I think to myself, oh, what's it going to be like when he's a teenager or going to school? What's he going to have to suffer under? Is he going to be under a socialist regime like in Venezuela or Cuba? Is this poor kid going to have to suffer? Makes me sick to my stomach. It actually makes me sick to my stomach. Just thinking about it. And that's why I fight and press on. I have faith that is of greater worth than gold because it's in the right object, Yeshua. Can't lose. You cannot lose. It may look like you're losing on paper or in the world in a worldly sense, but you cannot lose. King David knew that. Tonight's Bible study is going to focus on that. I think it's in Psalm 63, the study I wrote in 2013. It's very relevant today. Very relevant today. King David, even though he was under attack, cast out into the desert and hiding in a parched land, he was oriented in the right direction. He wasn't looking with earthly eyes. He was looking with heavenly eyes because he was attached to Yahweh. All his thoughts, his thinking, his intelligence filtered from Yahweh, from God. And that's how we have to be. We have examples, biblical examples, not just Jesus, but those that followed him, that went before us, are an example to us of how to be. They weren't afraid. Well, they might have expressed fear at times, which is normal, but eternally they weren't afraid. They knew who was in control. And that's how we have to be as a nation. Our nation under God. One nation under God. Do we just say it? Or do we mean it? Walk the walk. Talk the talk now. Now it's time to be one nation under God. Indivisible. With liberty and justice for all. We should all be coming together. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Because we've been subverted. We've been invaded. We have people in power that have no morals. They have no biblical insight. They could care less about what the Bible says. They care about serving their God, Satan, Hashatan. That's who they serve. They've given their soul to him. Hollywood, most of Hollywood. Oh yeah, most of Hollywood. They're really having a hard time, right? Most of them have sold their souls and are serving their God, the God of this world, Satan. They're going to get exactly what they ask for. Hellfire in the end. A small compartment under the earth, compartmentalized and in a holding cell, waiting for the lake of fire. The final judgment. That's what they have to look forward to. Believers in Yahweh don't. Believers in Yahweh have an eternity with him, serving him, praising him, glorifying him. And now my battery's going dead, but I will stop that right now by starting my car up. Guys, I appreciate you. I know I didn't schedule this going live here, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate and love all. I read almost all your comments. questions, comments, anything you send through. I appreciate it. I know there are so many people that watch my channel and other channels that are much bigger than mine. I know I don't have a big channel, um, but I think a lot of my videos purposely get suppressed um, by YouTube for some reason. Maybe it's because I say things that the New World Order doesn't want to get out there. I don't know. But it's just, I can care less. But I know the word is getting out. And I know that many that watch me are doing much of the same and have been preparing. And, you know, I just, I do pray for my viewers and those that watch the channel. You guys have seen that during my studies. And so I do take it seriously. I don't just go on YouTube to show things or show off or tell you how much I know, because I don't know a whole heck of a lot. But I'm in tune to what's going on. I really am. There's people that say, I don't have a crystal ball. No, I don't need a crystal ball. That's witchcraft. Crystal ball is witchcraft. You start looking into a crystal ball and a Ouija board, you're serving Satan. Open your Bible and read it. Absorb it. Do what it says. Who are Jesus' followers? The ones that obey his commands. Not that read it and then walk away and forget about it and go do their own thing, or change what the Bible says to suit their own needs, like so many churches are doing right now. Maybe this is a way to sift out what's going on now. Is going to sift out a lot of churches and congregations that are unbiblical or practicing deceit or synagogues of Satan, separating the wheat from the chaff. It's probably happening too. Now we'll see who true followers of Jesus are. But now it's time to step up and lead by example. Not with hatred, with love, yes, but with also being smart and having discernment and being led by the Spirit, and trying not to do things with human strength, but because the forces we fight, yeah, you might have to fight to defend your homestead or defend yourself physically. That's a real possibility. That's probably going to happen soon as crime takes hold, more crime takes hold. But our struggle and fight is in the spiritual realm, another dimension, other dimensions where these entities exist and torment us. So we fight with weapons of a different kind, those given to us by Yahweh. Read Ephesians 6, 10 through 18. And put on the armor. And take the sword. And make sure your feet are fitted, and your belt is tied, and your breastplate is on, and your shield is on, and your sword is in your hand, and your helmet of salvation is on tight, and buckle it. Because you're going to need it. And you're going to need physical strength as well. It's a two-pronged war, but most of it is in the spiritual realm. And that is where we operate. I'll end this video now, guys. Hopefully tonight I will either go live or do my I missed that one email. I'll go back and look at these when I get home. But my wife should be coming out of treatment today. I think today is our 11th or 12th treatment. A ship in Miami has 48 COVID passengers today. Not good, guys. This is not good. Definitely not good. We're going to go to Giant, which is a grocery store up here in Washington, D.C., right after she gets out of her appointment. But, and then we usually go straight home to where we're staying. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about how this thing is transmitted, or I don't think they even know. Uh, it's just scary. It is. Um, I'm hoping and praying that it goes away, and I'm hoping and praying that things do settle down a little bit. But I don't think I think I think the mechanisms and the bottom has fallen out. I don't think by throwing trillions of dollars that the Fed can prop up the markets anymore. I think it's artificial. I think it may last for a little bit, but I do think our way of life is over. I think we're going to be in a Great Depression, or um, a very, very trying times. But at the same time, we all have things going on. There's people with health problems and brain tumors like my wife has, and you've got to deal with the hand that you're dealt and make the best of it. So that's my video for today, my live video for today, guys. I really appreciate everyone joining in. I wish everyone the best. Stay safe, stay ready, and I will try to sign off out of this right now. Let's see if I can do that. Walk in the spirit, not the flesh. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. You're so right. And how do you stop this? Don't know how to stop it from my phone. There's no like button on it. There's just a big X here. There we go. Are you sure you want to stop streaming?